What's going on, guys? It's Kirby's DS Daddy, acting COO and head of media for MWIII Clan, back with another video. Today, guys, I just want to talk a little bit more about the last video we put out. For those of you who haven't seen it, I highly recommend watching it. It'll give you a little more context to what today's video is about. The MWIII Clan, including myself acting COO and head of media, second in command, has come out against the Fallout Call of Duty collaboration for a multitude of reasons. One of them being the fact that they're pushing Uranium to kids, the fact that they're copying the Nuketown aesthetic, and the list goes on and on and on. And again, feel free to watch the full video for more context on our stance. At the end of the day, we just feel that Call of Duty is not the place for Fallout. It doesn't belong there. And honestly, it's a game not a lot of people know about. What caught me by surprise was the comment section was very outspoken. Some in support of our view, some not so much. What I wanted to do today was address the concerns of the community. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. So this guy's obviously extremely upset. He goes, "No blank, radiation isn't good for you." I think they are pretty clear about the part with the big A-word bomb going off. Also, where in the trailer did they say to play with uranium? You do know Fallout's tagline is "War never changes," right? I'm starting to think you haven't seen the show or played any of the Fallout games at all. After you do that, you will come to realize how depressing and dark the Fallout universe is. Haha, funny nuke. Know what you were talking about before you start talking about it. Well, first of all, you are right. I've never played any of the Fallout games. I've never watched the Fallout show, and I never will. It's not a good series. It's not a good game. As much as they want to try to copy Call of Duty, hey, I got a news flash for you, buddy. They will never be Call of Duty. They can put the guns in their game. They can put the characters in their game. They can put the little computer device, 80s looking computer thing on their wrist. Guess what? You're not Captain Price. You never will be. This user says, "Bruh, some of the Fallout games are older than Nuketown." Now, this is new news to me because I actually didn't know Fallout was a game up until I released this video and saw the comments. I thought it was simply just a TV series that was on Netflix or whatever it's on, similar to kind of like a Walking Dead. I've been made aware that this is a game title that's been out for years. It must have not been that good of a game title given the fact that I never knew about it, and it needs Call of Duty for relevance. You know, that's my whole stance on this is if you're such a good game title, why are you relying on Call of Duty to establish relevance? This guy writes, "Brother, what the blank are you yapping about?" My apologies if the video wasn't clear enough. Like I've stated, our viewpoint on this Fallout collaboration with Call of Duty is the idea that it just simply doesn't have a place in this game. You have to be responsible in what you push to that audience. Much like we stand against the marijuana and drug use based skins like the Dr. Kushlov, the marijuana sloth, Cheech and Chong. We stand against the implementation and pushing of things like uranium-based items, nuclear-based items, things that present a real danger to our youth. We just don't need kids doing that stuff. This is why we had the idea for the Nintendo skins. They're a family-friendly skin pack that offers the same, if not greater marketability to Activision, and you can see them listed here. Now this guy, I believe this was in more of a sarcastic tone. He goes, "Don't normalize giving kids uranium." Got it. In the video, we state that we should not normalize giving kids uranium. Play-Doh is one thing, but giving a kid uranium is a whole nother extreme that we should not normalize. Uranium is a key ingredient in creating nukes and nuclear things. And to push a pack that basically treats uranium the equivalent of Play-Doh, I don't think is a very healthy thing to be presenting to kids. We don't normalize giving kids poison. We don't normalize letting kids play with poison. Why would we normalize letting them play with uranium and nuclear-based things? I will address this as well because a lot of you are probably saying, well, what's the difference between this and Nuketown? The reason I don't have a problem with Nuketown and the nuclear-themed stuff in Call of Duty is, to me, it's teaching kids the realities of war and what a nuclear threat could do. It's similar to like a drug PSA, where Fallout makes it fun, makes it cool. That's what we aim not to let kids get their hands on. This guy writes, "Walter Jr. tweaking." I had to do some research on this comment because I didn't know anything about what he meant here. I didn't even know what tweaking meant until I researched it. And essentially what he's saying is that there's some guy that he believes to be Walter Jr. doing drug-like substances while making this video. My name's Kirby. I've been narrating all of the media videos from the start of this channel. We've never hired a Walter. We've never had a Walter working for us, let alone a Walter Jr. And the Samurai Blood Clan esports organization, we stick to a strict drug-free work environment. All employees are drug tested monthly, so we don't take this stuff lightly. So this guy writes, I don't do drugs, never have, never will, but weed is a part of COD's identity, bro. So what he's referring to, and I highly recommend for you guys to check out any of our weed videos that are listed here. The Samurai Blood Clan esports organization has a hard stance on all drug-based skins and drug references in the game. We just don't think it's right for a game to be pushing that, especially when there's younger children playing. You have an organization pushing things like marijuana bong pipes, marijuana cigarettes, marijuana vaporizers, smoke boxing, doing all sorts of marijuana bong smoke, cigarette smoke type of stuff. Well, guess what? When I grow up, I want to make a corporation that does that stuff. Now you're perpetuating the problem. I think Call of Duty really needs to take a look at what their message is going to be. Just like they allow swearing and cuss words to be said by the operators in their games, but if you say them, you'll get a voice ban. It's just very contradictive. This guy writes, bro, I hate the state of COD, and even I think this video is blank. Well, you're entitled to your own opinion. I can't convince you to like the video. But what I will say is, I don't think COD is in its worst state ever. There have been far worse COD games than this one, and I believe Black Ops 6 looks very promising. So I kind of disagree with this one. I think Call of Duty could have a chance to really redeem itself with this next game, but only time will tell. This is a fan who agreed with my stance, and I'm glad he sees our perspective. It's refreshing to have someone in the comment section here who sees our perspective. This user writes, facts, man, finally someone with common sense. Activision are blatantly nostalgia baiting Nuketown, and I agree, it's gross how they don't care about the youth. Promoting nukes is disgusting. Plus, the 80s tech watch is just ugly. Who the F would want that? LMFAO. Once again, thank you, second in command of Samurai Blood Clan. Glad we have some common sense in this world. You've earned a sub, man. Last Arcade Samurai, we really appreciate the support, man. And we agree with everything you said here. You know, we do think that the nostalgia baiting's a little overdone on Fallout's end. You know, hey, give up the whole nuke thing and maybe move on to something else. You've been milking this for almost, what, 20 years? The point here is, that gets old after a while. Why don't you move on to something else? Why don't you try a racing game? Just a thought. Mario Kart seems to do fine. Why don't you try an Animal Crossing style game? Do you see where I'm coming from? You just are continuing to dupe your audience. That's why will never play a Fallout game or watch the series. I don't take this sort of stuff lightly when it comes to providing you guys the latest news in esports. What I aim to do is present you guys with my side, but allow the comment section to speak. I think it's a beautiful thing that our comment sections can have debate. People can chat and talk about their difference in views. But long story short, there can only be one right side. And I have to side with myself and the Last Arcade Samurai here, who seems to agree with our opinion that something needs to be done with these collaborations. They are just going too far. This guy writes, bet you ain't even a real clan, but if you are, you probably got less than 10 people in it. So, I'd like to address this because this is a question we get often. You guys only hear my voice on the channel, but that doesn't mean there's not multitudes of other people working on this behind the scenes. Although I am considered the voice of Samurai Blood Clan, there is a very intricate hierarchy that allows Samurai Blood Clan to work every single day. We are a non-profit esports organization, which means we don't make money, we don't make a profit. We're actually close to, I believe now, $3,000 in debt after the whole Hesk Shattering incident. Feel free to check out that video with regard to that. It was a tragic incident. Long story short, we were sabotaged. Again, check out the video if you want more info on that. So, the context of this comment that I'd like to address is sort of on behalf of our head media intern, Jethro. Now, those of you who have been following the channel for a while and have had the privilege of commenting most likely have interacted with Jethro at some point or another. Jethro is a intern that we brought on a little over a year ago. He was brought in to replace Jason. Jason was an old employee of ours. We believed him to be doing some things that were not right and made the decision to terminate him. Later on, we figured out he actually did not do any of that stuff. Jethro was the replacement, and he's been doing great work for us. What I want to address here is this comment where this guy's talking to Jethro, and he goes, "They can't be paying you to type all that out all the time, bro. Maybe start your own channel, Jethro. Probably better paying than an intern." What this guy here is referring to is Jethro's typical response pattern. We have a very strict way of responding to our viewers to keep things professional. When you get a response from us, from Jethro, from me, whoever's responding to you, you'll get a hello blank, which is insert of your name, on behalf of the Samurai Blood Clan Esports organization. So that's always going to be standard procedure. Jethro is signed to an NDA. He's not allowed to start his own channel while working or being employed by us. So the idea of starting his own channel is not a realm of possibility for him as long as he's employed and working for the Samurai Blood Clan Esports organization. He's doing great work for us. We look forward to a bright future with Jethro. And that's really how I wanted to end the video. Let's end it on a good note. I believe that Call of Duty needs to do a full rework of their skin shop, and I'll keep saying this. So I think that's an aspect we're missing. And then also the obviously younger age friendliness that we're missing on this skin shop and in the collaborations that they choose. I don't think it's impossible to do a Fallout collaboration. I just think they should have and could have gone about it in a different way. Guys, these are our thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. But with that, guys, that's all I got for you. This is Kirby's DS Daddy acting COO and head of media for Samurai Blood Clan, signing out. Thanks, guys.